IKEA Interconnections. What is IKEA? IKEA is a multi-billion-dollar international company that sells appliances, home decor, and ready-to-assemble furniture. It originated in Sweden. Manufacturing. The products are designed in Sweden. IKEA buys the products to manufacture with from over 50 countries. From Europe, 64%, China, 33%, and North America, 3%. IKEA has factories which are dedicated to certain parts of the company's products. For example, the factory which makes all of their wood-based products is in southern Poland. The factory's sole supplier is from another factory in southern Sweden. A majority of IKEA's products are made in China to keep prices down, and the rest are generally made in other developing countries with the same reasoning. Distribution. Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria all have distribution centres. The products get shipped from the manufacturers to the shipping docks for these states. From the docks, the items are then taken to the distribution centre, most commonly by truck. Then, from there, they are sent out to the stores around that state where the customers buy the products. Consumption. IKEA is a global company, meaning that it has many shops and centres around lots of different places in the world. Here is a map from a website I found that shows what countries are involved in the consumption of IKEA products. Some main ones include Australia, America, Canada, Europe, and Russia. The Billy bookcase. How is it made? This bookcase is made of birch veneer, which is thin sheets of birch wood. It is not known what country the wood is supplied from, but the product itself is manufactured in a giant factory in Sweden. This factory makes 25,000 bookcases per day. Even the boxes themselves are made in the factory. Machinery sorts together the different pieces and cuts it all into the correct shapes before putting them in boxes. These boxes are taken to giant shipping boats, and from there the bookcases travel across the world to the distribution center they are needed at. Once they have reached the distribution center, they will travel in truckloads to the IKEA shop. Environmental impacts. The negative environmental impacts include deforestation. Forests of birchwood trees must be cut down in order to create the Billy bookcase, along with other birchwood items. Although they have found a way to be more sustainable with the birchwood trees, they now incorporate the knotty part at the top of the tree into furniture, which otherwise would have been used as firewood. Not relating to the Billy bookcase, IKEA is also positively impacting the environment by aiming for all renewable energy. They already use wind and solar power, and they are still aiming even higher. Social impacts. IKEA has a very positive social impact. Socially, having such a giant factory requires lots of workers, meaning the Billy bookcase factory alone has created many new jobs for people in the area. There are people needed for machine updates, checking everything is running smoothly, contacting stores from overseas, taking boxes to trucks, and many more. Generally speaking about the whole of IKEA, they also have a foundation. IKEA works alongside with many developing countries. They work with organizations such as Save the Children and often donate to these countries, especially when times get tough. They donated $319,757 or £200,000 to help kids survive after a hurricane hit Haiti. Economic impacts. IKEA also has positive economic impacts. Economically, the bookcase helps by providing jobs for people, because they need factory workers. They would also have to employ people to build the machines that are used in the factory. Another factor is that anything that's sold contributes to the economy, so seeing as the Billy bookcase is sold so often due to its popularity, it definitely has an economic impact. The Billy book As there is no official economic impact of the bookcase, we will do a rough estimate of what it could be. There are 25,000 bookcases made each day in the factory, and we'll use their cheapest Billy bookcase product, $40, as an example. If we multiply 40 by 25,000, we'll get 1 million. So if all of those bookcases were sold in the week, the Billy bookcase would have made $1 million. This seems like a crazy amount of money for just a bookcase, but when you compare it to the fact that IKEA made $29.29 billion in 2014, it doesn't seem so impossible. General positive impacts. Some positive impacts of IKEA include the fact that they're looking towards the future and aiming for a more sustainable and energy-wise company. The lights are being changed to energy-efficient LEDs. IKEA has said from this website that by 2020 their plan is to have a better way to source the wood they use on their products. They also claim to be working towards 100% renewable energy, which would be impressive for a company their size, and they plan to focus even more on wind and solar energy. General negative impacts. Some negative impacts of IKEA include that it is not known if all of the IKEA wood is legally obtained, and they have not paid a premium to guarantee its legality. Another negative impact is that stores are often outside of urban areas for tax purposes, due to the store needing to be so large, meaning that the average customer will most likely have to drive for a long time to get there. It discourages customers from going there as often as they would to other stores in their local area. Another is that customers complain about quality and service from the company quite a lot. Just searching IKEA quality complaints will bring up hundreds of stories and bad reviews. Would I recommend it? I personally would still recommend it because the products are actually are a fairly good price for what they are. It's definitely a great store for a family on a budget. I also think it's great that they're looking towards a better future, especially since their stores have to be so large. If they could manage to get 100% renewable energy in their store, then it might encourage other shops to do the same. IKEA also generally has generally simplistic designs for their products, making them work in most homes and not look unnatural. This may seem like a weak reason, but if they didn't have the products that appealed to all different styles, then they wouldn't be nearly as popular as they are today. So yes, even though IKEA has some quality complaints, I still think I would recommend it to a friend for these reasons. Thank you for listening. This is my bibliography.